nice to see, yeah, so many budding authors or people who really want to write a book. I think it is an awesome place to be. I want to give you a full broad overview so that you can make a decision and you know the path forward. Okay, I'll show you many paths so you can see which basically fits your need, your vision, your budget, and your career, I would say, alignment forward. So it's not just one thing I'm going to talk about. I'm talking about multiple avenues. So I never wanted to write a book, but I was put under pressure. There was this RJ who in a miscommunication announced that I have written a book and it will be distributed free to the audience. I had not written the book. I had told her I'm writing a book. There's a difference between am writing and written. And you know what? I had exaggerated. I was still not writing the book. I was thinking about writing the book. So ab aisa mahal ban gaya. The pressure was so high that I had to put a book together in 3 days and give it to the radio station. And what I had done was I had compiled, I used to write for Economic Times then. So all those articles, 100 articles I compiled, put it in a book, made a cover, sat with a designer, and it was Coffee with Priya Kumar. Yeah, Coffee with Priya Kumar. Like, how lame is that? Coffee with Karan and Coffee with Priya Kumar, utna ho gaya, and gave the books. And the worst part was that even in that compilation, I got feedback from people. Aur tab to letters ka zamana tha. I read your book. It was not a book. It was compilation of articles. And I was so mortified that, yeah, this is not a good job. And that's when I wrote my first book. Now I went to a publisher who gave me tips on how to write. Pata nahi na kaise likhte hain books. See, writing a blog, writing articles, other features is very different than writing a book. I don't know, where shall I study? Now we have the internet and you have access. You can take up book writing courses, you can study, etc. But I didn't have anything. So I bought a lot of book writing courses. I couldn't understand anything. It's difficult until you have somebody explaining to you. And then I went to a publisher and said, what shall I write? So he told me step 1, step 2, step 3. वो भी समझ में नहीं आया मेरे को. Then I came back home and I said, okay, what can I write about? And that's how I wrote I Am Another You. It was actually supposed to be a management book. But I feel as a writer, don't go by what other people are telling you to write. Write what you want to write. Whether it's poetry, whether it's quotes, whether it's from your life, whether it's management, whatever, you feel like that's the freedom a writer has. Okay, so now I don't know where you are at. So either you're thinking about writing a book, or you are writing a book, or you have written a book. Okay, so let's see, whichever place that you are, there are 2 critical questions you want to ask yourself. That do you want to make this a career, or is it just something you want to do? Maine book likhi and you just want to do that, but you want to print the book, or you want to make a career. Okay, so and I want you to write this down. 2 decisions. You just want to write the book, because I know a lot of people who just want to write the book. When I'm called to do a biography, I ask them, you want just a coffee table book? You know what a coffee table book is? They'll print 1,000 copies, gift it to family, friends, bas utna hi hai. Do you want a coffee table book, or do you want to make it a book that will inspire the world? It's 2 different visions. It's 2 different processes. It's 2 different avenues. So you decide. If your first decision is, I just want to write a book. I always wanted to write a book. Very good. More power to you. You should. Don't think that, I must make a career out of it. It must make money. No problem. You write the book, get it nicely edited. Okay, there are a lot of online professional services where you click and say, I want it edited, give it to the editor, he edits and gives it back to you. Upload it on Kindle, it's for free. You can put the ebook on Kindle. You can even print it yourself. Go to a printer, he'll do a minimum of 100 copies, distribute it to your friends. Very good, you have written a book. At least that thing is done. Or kuch nahi, so at least you can give it to somebody else. Is that point clear? Okay, that is one way to go about it, which you can do today also. All right. You can even put the ebook, make your own website and sell it there. Of course, you can do that. Today with PayU Money, with Paytm, with PayPal, the click on the website is very easy. So you can put all over social media, I've written this book, here is where you buy it. Okay, you can also put it on Amazon, open an Amazon shop. It's very, very easy. In fact, once we launch our website, about, I think, a month, 3 weeks, month from now, I'll be doing these small videos where I'll be showing you the process, how to make your Amazon shop, how to put your book on Kindle, how to put it on your website, how to do payments, etc., just to help you. So this part is clear. Now, second is that I say, I want to make a career out of it. Honestly, when I wrote my first book, it was just to rectify a mistake, not to make a career. First of all, when you write a book and if you want to make it a career, writing becomes critical. Because see, you could put the best marketing foot forward. You could get the best publisher. But if your content is not a rider, if your content is not going to create a buzz, is not going to create an impact, it won't work. Okay, so if you want to build a career in writing, number one, be very good with your content. Number two, get the best editor on board. Number three, get the best critics on board before you publish the book. You want somebody telling you, ye bekar hai, ye theek nahi hai, ye samajh mein nahi aaya, before you actually go out and publish it. Okay, have you heard of this book called The Secret? It became a phenomenon. Now, did you know The Secret was actually published by a very small publishing house who just said, okay, chalo, read the book and say, I liked it, because nobody was willing to publish that book. It's a tiny book. It was made into a film. Actually, the film released first and then the book came parallel. All right. Now, that publishing house did not have the budgets actually to promote the book, but it's a very good book. So the author, she went out and she built a film. Do you know how much money has gone in the film? I mean, it's millions. All right, from the graphics to getting people on board and so on. So that was the amount of money spent. And did you know the publishing house made it so big? Publishing house, the book made it so big that it was bought over. I should have done my research and tell you, but you can do that. You see The Secret, see the name of the publisher, it was bought over by another one just on one book because the content was the rider. Okay, now imagine if they make a film and your content is not good enough, nahi chalega. I was speaking with, I forgot who I was speaking with, one of you, and I was telling about an author. I don't want to tell his name. He released a book and he got the foreword from Shah Rukh Khan. And one would think, oh my God, this is it. Despite that, the book bombed. Okay, imagine you're paying multi-crores to Shah Rukh to write a foreword and hold the book and say this is a great book, but your content is not supporting it. Okay, now I am a motivational speaker, and sometimes a little bit of authority comes in. Hey, I know what I'm writing, I've been around for 27 years. Yeah, SIA. No, get some critics to tell you, samajh mein nahi aaya, what are you talking, what are you writing, I didn't understand. So, and pay for that. Because if I want to build a career, I want my book as a rider. That's your first thing. Second is publishing. Okay. Now, if you really believe that you have a great book, send it out to good publishers. The top 10, 15 hai, write their names, check their genres, go to their website. Over there, they will tell you what genres they publish in. Okay, send it to them. Generally, it's about a 2 to 3 month turnaround where they will tell you yes or no. Okay, now the publishing industry has changed so much in the past 5 years. It's generally a no only. And now everything has become commercial. Did you know for your book to be in a bookstore, spine, spine is like this, just like that, visible, it's 5,000 rupees on the shelf a month rental. Okay, This was like a few years ago rate. Maybe they have increased it. Okay. What if it's like this? That's about 75,000 that your book will be faced up per store. Okay. Now, if I'm a publisher and if I publish your book, kahin store mein to jani chahiye na, right? This is the cost. I better believe in the person, right? So they are very critical, overly critical. So how a publisher will check about you and say yes or no? Okay, is you submit the manuscript, they will look you up. Okay, they'll see Prabsimrat Gill, kaun hai? Does he have any reach? Who is he? Does he have any social media presence? What has he done? That chalo nahi karke kitne log le lenge? That if we print the book, then on Prabsimrat's name, how many people will buy? They will do a dipstick. Now they will track me. They will see how many ads I have put in. What is my conversion ratio? Oh, so Priya Kumar, she does 100 workshops in a year. She speaks to about 100,000 people in a year. Nahi karke 10,000 to le lenge. You see the calculation going on in their head? Because they have to justify the cost. It's not just the printing cost. It's even the cost to get it to a bookstore. All right. Now, that is their decision making. Now, where do you stand there? So 99% of the times, maybe a little variable, they'll tell you self-publish. We also have a self-publishing arm where you come, we'll help you write the book, we'll help you market the book, and the rights are with you. Simply because of the volume. See, there are about, I forgot how many lakh books released a year officially. But in one bookstore, do you think all those lakh books a year are fitting? No. Right? So some are left out. Now, if you want to build a career, number one, your content should be a writer. Second, now you're looking for a publisher. Okay, even to me today, when I submit my book to a publisher, there's this if and but. I have been self-publishing through my publishing house, Books That Inspire, for the past 8 years now. Okay, because when I look for a publisher, I ask them how many copies will you print, for example. Okay, and generally they will print anywhere between 101 to 1100 copies, generally. Now, if they print 1100 copies and there are, let's say, 30,000 bookstores in the country, how many stores, even if one copy goes, your book will be available in? How shall I build a career then? If my book is only not available, how shall I go for a book launch to Delhi when one book is available in the store? It just doesn't add up. Okay, but they are also limited. They say, we can't do this bandwidth. No problem. So the first option is publisher. 7 years, you do what they say. Okay, what is the commitment of a publishing house to you? 2 months on the higher side. Okay, now I would also ask for advance on royalty. Let's say an XYZ publishing house, big publishing house says, okay, Priya will take up your book. I say, how much money will you give me advance on royalty? So they say 15,000. 15,000 is what kind of commitment? Okay. So I would say no. If my vision is to sell 1 lakh copies, give me at least 15 lakhs. They will not give. I don't want to publish with you, which means you're going to take rights to my book and you don't have commitment to run with it. Okay, when you put money, putting the money also means commitment. No, when you buy a ticket, it's also a commitment that you will fly, otherwise you will lose the money. So that's your second decision making. Are you noting this? So when you submit it to a publisher and they say yes, your next question is, how many copies are you publishing? What is the advance on royalty? Now that's your decision making. Third point, what's the marketing plan? Okay, that if let's say a very big publishing house has taken it and they're not going to market you, तो फिर क्या फायदा हुआ? How will people know about your book? Your circle is going to be exhausted. Beyond that, who's going to know about your book? And let me tell you, there's a critical number a book must hit for it never to come back. वो जो एक ऐसा तीर छोड़ देते हैं ना, वो what is that छोड़ने का point? That's a critical number. Once you stretch and you leave it, the arrow is gone. It's not going to come back. It's going to fall ahead. Okay, unless you're so bad that it falls at your feet only. Yeah. So that pull and release is the number 10,000. Okay, 10,000 copies must go out in the market. Have you heard of this author called Dan Brown who wrote Da Vinci Code? Okay, so now where did I get this data from? So when he released Da Vinci Code, the critical number was 10,000. And Dan Brown was very clear he wants his books made into films. Very, very clear. He's career oriented. Get it? Which means the minute you say, I want to make this a career, there has to be an investment for sure. So Dan Brown printed 10,000 copies. That's the critical number you want to hit. He printed 10,000 copies and personally took it to distribute it. He's like, after a point, he couldn't sell it. Because when you get out into the market, you sell it. People don't know you. He went out and distributed 10,000 copies of the Da Vinci Code to hit that critical number. And some things are laws. Some things they work. And I am here only to share with you best practices. Okay, that this is what I have heard works. This is what I have seen works. And this is what has worked for me. All 3 tick marks. That's when I will tell you. So for the wise man said, I printed 10,000 copies for distribution. Now guess, which is my book that has won the highest number of international awards? The wise man said, because it is so popular. It was matching up to I Am Another You, which is my first book. So these are ideas that I'm telling you that number one, with the publisher, a great publishing house, how many books are they printing? Second is the royalty, advanced royalty and marketing plan. When we were doing Pulela Gopichand's book, he wanted to publish with a big publishing house. So a lot of publishing houses wrote to us. So what was my decision-making factor? 3. How many prints? How many, what's the advance on royalty and marketing plan? Now, what if it doesn't work out? What if you're not happy with the marketing plan? What if they don't give you any advance on royalty? And what if they say we'll print 101 books? I'm not interested because I want to make a career out of it and not this. If this was just book likhni hai and you want to print it, works. Very good. It's very, very good that you have a good brand name backing you, likh diya, ho gaya. But if you want to build a career, you have to now take the reins in your hands. Okay, that I am going to do something about it. Now, career building, and please write this as a point, in book writing is twofold. One is making money through the book itself. Okay, now how do you make money from the book itself? If you publish with any publisher, it's a 10% royalty. Okay, which means if your book is priced at $2.99, you get 29 rupees minus taxes at the end of a year or never. When people say, oh my God, you're an author, wow, I just smile, say, yeah, thank you. Inside my head, I'm thinking, Kai ka wow, how do you know what stress I'm going through? That they don't pay the money and I'm still writing. It's not encouraging. If I was only dealing with an author who doesn't put with a publishing house who doesn't do justice, it's a lot of demotivation for the writer. So now, as an author, you get 10% royalty. Now do the math. If the publisher is printing 1,100 copies, how much money you're going to make? And now, it is up to them to reprint or not. You cannot tell them, hey, do the second copy. They'll say it's not selling. I don't want to do it. The bookstores, jo ek copy bhi bheja tha, wo bhi wapas bheja hai. Or maybe that copy, Lord knows where it was, hidden somewhere and never sold. What are the chances? Okay, so you cannot go in, you don't call the shots of reprints and so on. Second option is I say, no, I am going to make this big. All right, which means I have a personal vision that I want to sell 1 lakh copies, okay, to cross that 10,000, because once you cross this 10,000, I told you the arrow is never coming back. If your content is good, let that always be an underline. Content good, content good, content good, okay. So I have a vision, 1 lakh copies, all right. And I now do the math. If you're a math person, if that is what rides you, then that is 29 lakhs. I am excited. Okay, now how do I get the 1 lakh copies out? Now, ye to 10% income pe hai. Now comes self-publishing. Okay, now self-publishing, I tell you, it's magical. Okay, now what that means is the rights of the books are with you. Okay, that tomorrow, and let me tell you, please write career as an author. Number 1, you get royalty 10% too small. Just now make a line and go self-publishing career as an author. This is what I want to highlight. Number 1, you don't get 10% royalty. You get the entire profit from the book. So now you come to Books That Inspire or any other self-publishing house. There are many. Okay, so you do your research and see what resonates with you. End of the day, know that it's the people running the business. Okay, so don't just go by the name, go by the people. Speak to the team and say, I want to speak to the editor. I want to speak to your marketing team. Who owns this? I want to speak to that person, because you want to see that, hey, if you're going to put the money, are they committed? Is this what they want to do? Is this what they like to do? Okay, so now let's say you come to Books That Inspire. You have great content. We help you with the editing. Okay, we help you with the formatting and everything and so on. Now comes, actually, what I can do is I can share my screen with you to tell you. And this is not just for Books That Inspire. It is for most publishing houses. It is the same format. Now, what I want to tell you is that my vision is that if you come on board, especially the first 5 authors, I want #1 bestseller. I will not rest till it gets there. Okay. And for that, I need to believe in the content and say, this is a book everybody should read. I was telling you what we would do as a publishing house. So you come on board, okay, and you get 90% of whatever the profit is. So I print the book for you. The rights are yours. So tomorrow, if there is a movie deal that comes up, the deal goes to you, not to me. Okay, I will only get a small percentage. Now, in self-publishing, all rights are yours. You want to do ebook? Awesome. Did you know in ebook, the profit is 90%. So if your book is selling for $299, you get 70 to 90% is what you get. Do the math. Okay, then comes the actual book. So the cost of the book, if you remove, let's say your book is for 300 rupees and the book costs 100 rupees and you sell a book, you get 200 rupees. Now do the math. Got it? Tomorrow, if you want to, if Audible calls you and says, we want to do a podcast with you, you get all the money. The decision is yours, whether you want to do it with iTunes, you want to do it with Spotify, you want to do it with Audible. So in self-publishing, you get all the money. That's very, very good. Now, where does the marketing come in? Marketing now becomes your key rider. Even if a publisher was publishing your book, or even if you're self-publishing, marketing is your rider. Okay, you need people talking about your book. You need your book every single place. You need your book everywhere. And that's where the investment comes in. Okay, now marketing is twofold. You may write that down as well. One is your circle, all right, which is your followers, people who are connected with you, your family and your friends. First, exhaust that. Okay, don't go for paid first. First, exhaust it. Everybody who knows you should know your book and should have read it. Okay, because those are the people who talk about you, right? Those are the people who will go out and for free, out of love, out of impact, go out and promote you. So don't get overexcited that, oh, I've written the book and now I'll do paid marketing. That comes later. First, exhaust this circle so you will get genuine feedback on how it is doing. Okay, and then you shift into professional marketing. All right. Now, professional marketing, how long should your game be? 5 years. Because today, if you start a business, okay, I'm saying career now, I'm only on the career side. If you start a business today, if you start a restaurant and you invest the money, how many years do you think it takes to even break even or profitable? 5 years, 3 to 5 years. And even if in first year you are profitable, do not keep the profits to yourself, put it back in marketing, put it back in marketing, and so on. Now that is purely your bandwidth. All right. How much, how far, how deep you will do it, it depends on you. It will eventually cost money, but let the money come in rolling from the profits. Okay. If you're smart enough, don't think you will withdraw money from your books account for 5 years. Even if you get huge money, put it back into marketing because you're building a career. Now, number 4, building yourself as a brand, as an influencer, and as an authority, because that's when the book will bring you more money than you can ever dream of. Okay. Now, what that means is that I have established myself so well that I am now called upon to say, Priya, can you promote my book? And I say, okay, I'd be happy to do that. This is my clout. This is my whole circle of influence. That would be 25,000 rupees, please. And they say, okay, I have exhausted my stuff. Priya has this whole bandwidth. Let me do that. Okay, that's an influencer, which means now people come to me to help them promote. And how do they know that I work? Because you see, as a book, I am putting out the message, I'm putting out the sales. So technically, I'm an influencer expecting a response from you, not likes. This is not an Instagram page where you say you look so beautiful. Not that. This is an Instagram page where you click and buy and you say, I love this book and I'm promoting the book on my story and I've reposted the book on my Instagram. That is an influencer. Got the difference? Okay. Now comes authority and speaker. So let's say, for instance, that I have written the book, Turn the Table. So I even write fiction. Now somebody says, can you come to our club and talk about the art of storytelling? I say, of course, I'll come, I'll speak for 1 hour. That will be 50,000 rupees. Okay. Now let's say it's you. Now, if you have no professional speaking experience, okay, and you have written a book, let's say Turn the Tables, and now you're doing workshops around Turn the Table. So I had this lady who wrote this book on tarot reading. Okay. And she started to do webinars around tarot reading and stuff like that. The starting going price is 30,000. Okay. So which is like a basic. So let's say, for example, you wrote a book, Turn the Tables, and now as an authority and a speaker, I pitch you saying, okay, because I keep getting inquiries. I'm a speaker myself. I've been doing this for 27 years. So any given month, I have about 50 to 60 inquiries that come in. We have the world's strongest database ever. It has been over maybe 20 years. You've never seen a sales ad from my site. You have never seen me advertise. I don't need to because I keep getting incoming. I have been here for so long that people reach me. And when people reach me, they've studied about me, they've worked about me, they've worked with me, or they've heard about me. So they're already half convinced, right? So this is already somebody who's reaching out to engage me. We have a fantastic database. I write to them. Get this person on board. All right. Now, like I told you, the starting is about 30,000 if you have done this well. Okay. Now, as I keep adding the points, please know they are resting on the previous points. These are not independent. I cannot do 0.4 without 3, 2, and 1. All right. Without your content being the rider. Okay, 30,000 is, let's say, a going price, and you do, let's say, two sessions in a month. That's 60,000. How much money how many books would you have to sell to make 60,000? That's where your profession or your career becomes a rider. Does that make sense? Now, as books that inspire, challenges is a lot of it depends on what is it that you want. If you just want to print a book and do it, don't go for self-publishing. Do it yourself. Put it on Kindle, get some printed and so on, or karlo. So nothing is left to anybody. But if you're self-publishing, don't do it if you don't want to make a career. Okay. And if you want to make a career, be very mindful of the entire partnership. Understand what they will do for you and understand what you will do. Now, if you can get a publishing house that also has facilities for marketing, that also has facilities for distribution, even if it is at whatever arrangement, you decide to take it. You keep a target. I want to sell 10,000 copies. Now, you tell me, Mr. Self-Publisher, how do I do that? Can you give me a strategy and a plan and how much it will cost? Okay. Work this out before. All right. Like in any relationship, have agreements, have your questions sorted out. Okay. And be mindful that if you're putting the money, what is it that you're going to get? Of course, it is a variable. See, there is no, even in advertisement, there is no commitment that you may decide. Like there was one book launch I went for, I'll tell you. This was with I Am Another You Again. Okay. I flew at my expense. I paid for my ticket because the publisher said, you want to do 20 book launches? I can't pay 20 tickets. Okay. I said, I will pay. Why? Because I want to make a career. I want to be seen as an influencer, authority, and a speaker. I know the book sales is not going to give me money, but my professional fee will keep going up and up. I tell you, as a speaker, you hit a plateau. Okay, in the sense that if I want to increase my fee, you as a client will say, वही तो बात कर रहे हो, फिर अब इसके ज्यादा पैसे क्यों? Why are you charging more money? You know, this, I've written 15 books. I have more experience. I have more stories. I have done more. I can tell you more. I have grown as a person. Now I'm not picking up Elon Musk's story. I'm not picking up Sachin Bansal's story, which everybody knows. This is how speakers work. I'm telling you my stories. You have no idea the next 2 books that I'm working on. Okay, I'm already telling the stories, and that is what works as an influencer, as an authority, and as a speaker. Please remember the points that I have told you. And if you've already written previous books, to create visibility, that to establish audience engagement on all media platforms, and this is the key word, to build a community. Okay, when you have a community that follows you, that talks about you, that is sharing the book, that's when you know you're moving to influencer, authority, and eventually speaker status, you know, and then building you here and making a brand on social media. You know, when you look at all these authors, they've become brands by themselves. You know, that the book now becomes incidental. They want the guy. Okay, whether he's written 1 book or 10 books, they want the guy. Now, what is it that we do at Books That Inspire? See, there are 2 kinds of scenarios. One is, you know, where people say, I'm thinking about the book, but I don't know how to write it. I have great thoughts, I have great ideas. No problem. We help you starting from your concept to write the book. Okay, so it's okay if you're not in English. It's okay if you don't have the articulation. We help you write it. You know, O.P. Munjal's book, he did not write it. He just spoke, he shared, and I wrote it. So like that, we get you an author who will help you build your concept and write the book. We do the editing. Now, I work with international editors. I work at international standards, because, you know, when you want your book to go international, did you know there is a whole difference in English, Indian English and international English. Okay, so the edits happen at international English level. We format the book, do the cover design with you. All decisions are yours. We also look if we can get you forwards from influencers and blurbs. You know, so as a worst case scenario, if you are a part of the first 5 list, in a worst case scenario, let's say people don't give it, I will do it. Okay, so the publishing is with us, print on demand and Kindle. Let's say if you want to order 500 books, you get it at cost price. You know, whatever is the price of the book, you pay and you take it. Now you go and sell it at $2.99, you go and sell it at $5.99, up to you. The entire profit is yours. Books That Inspire, see, I won't get into these little service fees. That is fine. We will do a digital launch and a physical bookstore launch. Okay, that is my commitment. When you do a book with me, I will take you there. Now, it could be that you've already written the book. Very good. We review it. You know, we help you with critical feedback. Then the balance remains the same. Again, we do 2 rounds of edit, cover design. We help you get a forward. If that doesn't happen, I will do it. And then we put it print on demand on Kindle, and everything else remains the same. Okay. The difference between the first proposition and 2 is here we write it for you, help you write it. Here we move on to the feedback and edits. Now, once this happens, side by side, the promotions need to start. Okay, when do the promotions start? The day you sign up. You know, where we help you start establishing, because you see, a lot of times people start the promotion after they've written the book. Nobody's going to buy. You need a 2 months of setup. I am writing, the book is releasing, this is what the book is about. So people are curious. You know, they say 9 times they need to hear about it to be able to buy it. Look at how a movie is done. They don't promote the movie, release ho gaya, theater jao. You know, that's not how it is. Oh, they will launch a trailer, they will start the talks, they will get you involved, and now you're waiting for the release date. Okay, we help you do the book launch, pre-plan it. See, one phase is only the we are promoting the book. Now we are promoting the book launch, because you want people to come there, and that launch actually helps in building your brand as an influencer, authority, and a speaker. And that has to be well promoted with obviously during phase 1 is pre-book launch. Then comes, I'll write here, the book launch itself and the post promotions of the book launch. This is 2 months. All right. Then we go into, so you have social media for 2 months, building the hype. And you know what? I have a full-fledged team that is very good with design. See, designs, videos, audios, the jazz. See, over the past 15 years, I have engaged many marketing agencies. But the problem is they don't understand self-help. Okay, while they may have Google as a client, while they may have Nike as a client and so on, but that's retail. You know, self-help is very different. Building a community is very different. You know, establishing an author and a personality is very different. So, but I learned a lot in the past, 10, 12 years of spending money, and then I cracked it. And then we piloted with a few people. Let me help you build your brand. Let me help you. That does what work for me also work for somebody else? Absolutely. Okay. To the point now they've taken over. Now I said, okay, the money, please. And they said, no, now I got it. I can do it. Which is very good. And that's why I have kept 2 months. I've spoken to a few of you that learn, Baba, learn and grow and learn and grow and take over. I'm obviously here to help. You can always come back to me as a retainer, but learn. Okay. So social media, we help you build the content. We work with you. Okay, side by side with the book. How shall we build content for promotion? Shall we do design? Shall we do videos? We give you advice on that and help you create it all across social media. If you have LinkedIn, very good. Whatever channels we decide. See, there are some channels we will focus on. Okay, and some channels will become a repurpose. What that means is, let's say, for instance, you're not too big on LinkedIn. No problem. We are designing 4 different strategies, let's say for Facebook, for Instagram, for Twitter, and for YouTube. This is our focus. Now you say, I want LinkedIn also, and I want what other social media? Let's say 2, 3 more. Okay, and I say, oh, awesome. This 4 core focus, we repurpose it there. Okay, which means this Facebook post, after 3 days, you put on LinkedIn like this. Just tweak the words. This YouTube video, you post here, and so on. Get it? So, but we will focus on some core platforms so that, the energy is there and everything else is repurposed and timed. All right. Then we go to building your brand as an author, influencer, and speaker. Now, this here, the rider is the book launch. Okay, because book लिख दिया आपने ठीक है, but the hype is the main launch when it actually reaches the people. Getting you webinars, doing webinars, and with influencers, with book clubs, sending out reviews. This is now the starting stage of building you on an influencer status. And here the entire thing we help you out with. Okay, which is how do you create it? Shall it be a video? What kind of quotes should be there? Etc. So this entire strategy, now you must remember this, that let's say we start rolling it out today. For the rollout to start today, let's say I have fixed your interview with somebody else, which is today. The process is 2 months. Get it? You write to those people, they don't read, they respond. Your video has gone out today. That video content was made 1 month ago. Then you shot it, then you reshot it, then it got edited, and today it is released. Get it? So there is, from visibility to creation, there is a timeline. All right. So you have to consider that as well and be very involved in this creation. I would say, whether you're doing this with me or with somebody else, make a journal of the entire process, because you know what? If you do it right, there will be another book, because you'll be so excited. There'll be another book, and it's all duplicable. Now we come to building you as a speaker. Okay, now this is the final, I would say, income career point of an author. Now, also let me warn you, not all writers are good speakers. Now, just because somebody's written a good book doesn't mean that they will be very good speakers. Now, this is an independent career that you can choose for yourself. I know so many speakers who can't talk well. Okay, but if you feel that you can talk well or you're in the genre of self-help and you would like to explore this, then we help you in positioning you as a speaker based on your book or other topics. Okay, so let's say I've written Turn the Tables and somebody calls me and says, can you talk on women empowerment? I say, okay, I can, or okay, I can't. Okay, depends, because not necessarily people will call you only on the periphery of the book that you have written. Then from Tedx. Now, Tedx is awesome. There you talk about your book, you can talk about how you started your journey or instance, and we help you with that. We help you position yourself as a TEDx speaker, what topics you should talk about, how you should talk, helping you build the speech, etc. Then paid speaking assignments is our final goal. Okay, which is every speaking assignment that you get, at least kuch to paise mile. Like, I don't believe in free talks. I say at least honorary. Or kuch nahi, kuch gift hi de do. You know, so, but I would not, I'm a great fan of have some value exchange, Baba. Because sometimes they'll also say, okay, do one free, then we'll give you more. It's a lie. They'll take one for free. They will not give you more, because as a community, and don't fall for it, whether you work with me or not, don't fall for this thing that ye free karo, fir agla hum aapko paise denge. So anyways, what I'm saying is we will pitch you what comes up, we will guide you. Then also helping you build paid video content and courses. Okay, now what if from on your book itself, you want to make a course? We'll help you do that side by side. You know that, okay, this is a great thing on these chapters, you can make it, or this should be the alignment and this should be the cost of your course. You can put it on your website. And if that is what you want to do, now the entire marketing is book and buy the course of the book. So you can see the book, while it would be 299 rupees, the course is for 1599 rupees or 4099 rupees. Now you do the math. Okay, that there are other sources of income coming in as well. Finally, of course, it is like I told you that we do organic first, not paid. Okay, because I feel अगर organic ही आपके खुद के ही लोग नहीं खरीद रहे तो दूसरे लोग क्या खरीदेंगे? Okay, then we do some course correction. Industry check is to, you know, to keep you updated. Look, this is what is happening in your industry. For example, you know, these are your differentiators. This is how you can pitch and position yourself. And also building engaging content. That ऐसा नहीं कि उसके लिए डालते जाओ, करते जाओ, चल तो रहा नहीं. How many likes? In fact, likes dropped. There was one time, you know, we came up with this idea for Twitter. So, and the likes only dropped. You know, it was like, hey, what happened? We changed something. Now we go back and we rework the strategy. Okay, I had given one time to an agency my marketing, everything stopped. Like people could figure, yes, language bhi nahi hai. You know, she doesn't say, hey, friends. You know, so that's not my style. I say, dear one. And the agency was writing, hello, buddies. Buddies, I've never said only. You know, so getting under your skin and designing it with yourself. So all in all, what I want to tell you is, that you want to be an author, you want to write, please write. Even if you have no vision, print bhi nahi karni hai, kuch nahi karna hai, write for yourself. Because it allows you so much depth, so much understanding. Okay, don't underestimate the person you will become as a writer. Did you know in the list of artists, the highest respect, altitude is given to the writer? They shape the world. You know, you look at the leaders, the biggest leaders in the world, they all are writers. Okay. Now, to give you an example, let's say I wrote I Will Go With You, the one that was made into the final call. Eventually, we will also have books to movies. That is what I'm getting into deeper. That when you come on board, we also help you books to movies, books to documentaries, books to videos. Okay, so I think within the next 6 months, we should launch that. Now imagine writing a book where you have one woman who is so jealous that she's going to die on her jealousy. You have a pilot who is so devastated he wants to kill himself. You have an astrologer who has helped the world, okay, and now has come to an end. And you have a billionaire who's done everything, been there, done that, and questioning the purpose of his life. Now, who is living all those lives? character by character is me. That I am living to be the pilot. कि वो क्या बंदा होगा जो Air Force से आया and he wants to kill himself, yeah? ऐसे क्या हुआ है उसकी life में? How does he feel? He doesn't eat. You know, when we were doing the film, I was there explaining the characters. That I have compassion for people. You know, I understand, and you become this creator. I am the god of the book. Did you know that? I am putting all of these people together, giving them problems, giving them great life, bringing them together, orchestrating it, and taking it to a great end. Now, if you can have that ability and power to do that with your life, with your day, that's the purpose of being an author. अब वो book print हो, publish हो, people like it, don't like it, you make money, don't make money, it's who you become, first of all. Okay, so I'll stay back for another 5 minutes for questions if you have. But to sum it all up, if you're still thinking about writing a book, write it. Don't judge whether you will print it, publish it, whether somebody will take it, be a bestseller. First, you write it. It's great to have a manuscript in your bookshelf. Very good. You know, if I sing and I never sang on a platform, I'll say I'm a singer because I sing in the bathroom. You are an author means you are an author. My book is complete. मैंने उसके ऊपर cover भी चढ़ाया और पढ़ी, I'm an author. You know, that's okay. That is compliments to you. You are in control of a story. You're in control of your life. You can articulate communication, the highest skill in the world. If you want to build it, if you are okay, just print it, put it on Kindle and distribute it to your friends and be happy. Well done. Okay, it is a high pedestal to even do that. That's okay. Second is you want to build a career, you put it out to the big publishers first, always. Get their feedback. Generally, they're very polite in wishing you well and so on and directing you to self-publishing. If they take the book, ask them, how many print run? What's your marketing plan? What's advance on royalty? Make a mindful decision, whatever that decision is. If they direct you to self-publishing, sit with them, tell them your vision. This is my vision. This is where I want to go. Tell me how you will help me. Okay. And if they are willing to help you, wonderful. Otherwise, keep looking. All right. Now, I have told you what we do. My publishing house only did my books until now because बहुत time लगता है. एक book के लिए ना एक साल की जान लगती है. अभी तक I am at it. My friends tell me, तू कितना promote करती है खुद की books. You know, and I say, अभी तक खरीदी नहीं है तुमने. You know, and I refuse to give the books to my friends and family for free. Them I will not give. They should buy the book. You know, so they keep telling me everywhere I look, this book won this award. I said, it's really won an award. We just found out 2 days ago that my book is in German. So, how are we publishing? And you'll say, where's my money? Where's my money? You know, that you actually know your book is making a lot of money, but you are not getting any. So now we're going to promote that. Again, they say, ek aur book. But that's the career that I want to build. So I've got something right. Now, when you come on board to Books That Inspire, it's not just a publishing house. It's an author house. It's a career house. It's a speaker house, which I am a part of. Okay. So if you wish, what we could do is we could share the presentation with you. We could share the commercials with you. See, before the commercials, the standard industry ke. Today, if you come to me or you go to somebody else, utna hi hai, wohi hai. Right? 19-20 ka thoda farak hai. But first decision you want to make is, are you going to make money from it? Is that your thing? Do you want to establish yourself? Is that your thing? Then I will calculate, is my investment worth it? Okay. So if you are interested, do write back to me, to us, and we'll send you the proposal if this is what you are, if this is what you want to do. Else, do watch out on our website when it is released. We'll be putting a lot of content and tips and guides for you to establish your career any which ways. So this is a one-stop place you come to build your life, your future, and your platform as an author.